Hello, retro gaming and home arcade enthusiasts. It's me, it's Michael B. Thank you so very much for checking out this video. Today we're going to be taking a tour of the New Wave Toys booth at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, checking out their micro arcade they had on display, as well as getting a tour with one of their employees who showed us all the cool stuff New Wave Toys had to display at the convention. And we'll tell you more about it right after this. So that's right, guys. Today we're going to be taking a tour of the New Wave Toys booth at the Cleveland Gaming Classic. I was lucky enough that Eduardo from New Wave Toys gave me a tour around, showed me the micro arcade, showed me all the cool new products and prototypes that New Wave Toys had to display at the convention. And before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. All that YouTube stuff. All right, guys, Michael B here. I'm here with Eduardo from New Wave Toys.
How we doing today?
New Wave Toys booth. I'm so excited. Eduardo, why don't you take us through what you got here to show at the Cleveland Gaming Classic?
All right, definitely. Well, for starters, we brought some treats to sell and share with our fans. So we got early release on the Coke machine. You know, we brought a couple. Those who didn't pre-order, now's their chance to get it. These will be on the website in the next month, though, so it's coming, people. Be patient. We got the Micros, which is the 1/6 scale boombox. Shiloh is wearing it right now.
Wow.
So we got those down, marked down to 30 as a show special. We had some minis. I think I'm just down to the last one. Dragon's Lair, sold out Dragon's Lair. Come and get one at eBay-friendly price. Same thing with Space Ace. Warren Davis, another Dragon's Lair. I got one 1943 left over, and I think I got one of each. Yeah, one of each Cubert, and I'm down to a Missile Command. Wow. They've been moving. They've been moving. And then the most important stuff are our new prototypes.
Yeah, let's go over that way, guys.
So, oh, sorry.
You're gonna edit this anyway, right?
So we're here, you got your newest release, Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins Combo Cam with the new screens. You want to tell us about how you modified the CRT lens to make it look so good?
So a couple releases ago, we started playing around with the idea of how do we recreate the CRT. Obviously, you can't make a miniature tube anymore, and if you did, the resolution would be terrible. It just wouldn't. So we were like, hey, what if we make a lens? We started playing around with the lens, and we debuted it on Missile Command. And I'm not gonna lie, it had a little distortion to it. It was a little accentuated. And, you know, there was a lot of feedback, shall we say, saying, hey man, yes, but no yes. So that brought on the CRT 2.0, and we finessed it on Food Fight.
Yeah.
And then we did some additional adjustments to the Food Fight lens to get this one. And we're really happy with it, and I think this is what it's going to be going forward.
Yeah, you guys nailed it on this one. This one looks
Thank
great.
you.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then, pre-orders have all shipped.
Carol, we're trying to film the video here, buddy.
And then these will be on the website soon for general release. Subscribe, of course. You know, we always send out emails. The main event from yesterday's launch.
Shocking announcement, the cigarette machines.
Yes. So we have partnered with Arto-mat.
Yep.
In fact, I don't know if you already captured it, but we did bring a full-scale functional
We're going to go up there in a
machine.
minute, yeah.
And this is kind of a recreation of that. And what we've done is, so Arto-mat repurposes these machines, and they make agreements with artists to sell art out of them.
Oh, wow.
And they stage them at like hotels, museums, wacky shops. I saw one at in Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. There's one in one of their hallways. And it's just really cool. You're like, oh my God, like what a great way to repurpose that style of machine. And I don't know. Me growing up, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of debate on it, and I'm kind of old, but I remember them everywhere. I remember them in bowling alleys. I remember them in diners. Anywhere where there was like one or two arcade machines, there was usually one of these close by.
When I was in university, they still had these. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So these are our new addition to the family. of the charge units. So it's going to be just like the USB. It's got the 6 ports, so you can power up your replicates. But you know, you got something different to look at. It adds to the aesthetic. And the best part is the art comes out. So these will open up. The signs are separate. Those are here for the show. But the art will come with these sheets. And it'll have a couple different ones that you can drop in. And I think people are going to trace, copy, and make their own.
Yeah, secondary market will go wild for whatever cigarette brand people want to put in there.
Exactly. If they want to do candy or put a picture of their pet, whatever you want. Like,
hey, family picture in a cigarette machine.
And I know it's not for everyone, but you know, it's era appropriate.
Oh yeah, like anything that is like an addition to building a mini arcade is a cool idea. So these were in the arcades. I mean, you can now sell little ashtrays to go with the arcade machines.
And people do, I mean, that's one of the biggest things we've heard from our fans is they want more accessories.
Yeah.
They love the replicates. I understand. I wish we could make more faster too. If we could do 10 titles a year of just arcades alone to scratch that itch, I hope we can get there one day. But in the meantime, I'm like, if we can fill the gap with, you know, other 1/6 scale items for that builds that environment, it feeds into the nostalgia. You know, it's like you're creating your space, you know, and it's, I don't know, there's something like, I have it at home now. I have 8 replicates on my bookshelf.
8 cigarette machines.
No, replicates, sorry. With a charge machine, and my wife loves it. She bought some 1/6 scale Star Wars figures, and you know, it's just become part of the vibe, you know, and the space. You know, the attract mode is what gets me. I love turning them all off.
Just leaving them on, and you get that ambience. It doesn't take up the space that like a real arcade would, but you still get the same feeling. Let's talk about this guy. This is the one everybody's waiting for.
Everyone's been waiting for Zoltar. So this is our latest prototype of Zoltar. He's cleaned up a little bit. We're still working on the ticket, but we got the motion sensor working. He's moving, he's talking, his eyes are going. So tickets are going to be finessed. They'll be smaller, they'll have the fortunes, they'll be perforated. It'll have the coin functionality. Dropping the coin tells her the future, your fortune. It'll have a refillable roll as well. I saw that and I was like... but we love the motion sensor because the real one has that, where you walk by it and it tries to, you know, it tries to entice you.
This is one of the most unique and cool things you guys have ever done. It's incredible.
The fact that we were able to get the partnership with Characters Unlimited is really what just, that was like the fast track. Like, we wanted to do it. There was a lot of back and forth. We were hesitant. We almost thought we were like, oh, we're going to have to do a Kickstarter because no one's going to want this. And we did the pre-sale event and it blew up.
It was huge.
It pre-sold better than we thought.
Yeah, but it's got that pulp culture reference too, because it was in a movie, right?
Correct.
So everybody's got that nostalgia, not just for seeing the machines in person, but for the movie too, right?
And that ties into the whole 80s and the retro arcade. And I think now it's almost like, okay, we started in arcades, maybe now we're getting more era in a way. It's interesting too because, you know, the kids from, I mean, obviously the kids from the 80s, but kids from the 90s are now getting in their 40s, you know, so it's weird. It's interesting to see how the nostalgia wave is shifting. And then, of course, Berserk Frenzy.
I am so excited about this. This is such a cool game in the first place. But also, like, the extra features you put in there, like with Frenzy, you don't have the Survivor Series model here, but you were showing me earlier, the marquee actually does have the flicker effect, just like the Survivor Series.
Let me take you into the menu. And first off,
that is cool too, man. Like, every time you do something, you do that other step that's just the above and beyond
I know,
details, right?
This also has the coin functionality, just like GMG does. But we'll go into the main menu there. Let's Alright. So we'll boot up Frenzy, and then I'll go into the menu and I'll shift that. See, it takes just as long to boot up as an original ROM. Alright, there we go. Alright, cool. 1 minute. Alright, cool. So it has a timer, and in about a minute, it'll start doing a
Oh, it's so
flickering
cool.
pattern.
So, like, I mean, this is incredible. Right there, you've got Stern, S-T-U-R-N. I know you guys are still working on that. I know.
So this was the very first one that we just kind of did as whatever, just to get the model done. Then when we got the license through Atari, they pretty much told us that, like, hey, you have to put the Atari name on it. So we did the pre-sale with that, but we immediately, oh, there we go. We immediately, that's so
That's
cool. So it has a little pattern, and it'll do the pattern. And like I said, once it cycles, it counts down the clock for another minute,
so dope.
and we'll do it again. So yeah, we're going back and forth with them right now because we really want to keep it original.
I know. That's what you guys do.
I think worst case scenario, and I guess quote me on this, maybe we leave it blank and include a decal kit, and then you get to decide if you want Atari Stern or.
So Shalom told me something earlier. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not, so I won't say it. But there might be something else there, but it'll still have the original feel. Is what I was told.
Oh yeah. Original feel is definitely If
it's the whole idea. I mean, like, you also got to understand, you're working with stuff that's like 40 years old, and like these rights change, different things like that. You're limited in some capacities, but you guys will go out of your way to do everything possible to make it exactly the same.
Yeah, always. You have to. I mean, that's the passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we know we're appreciated for that, and we got to hold up our end of the bargain.
Oh, you are so appreciated for that. You have no idea how much we love your commitment to making these.
Oh my God, I wish it was easier. like some of the things we have gone through for little things that just seems like, oh, that should be so easy. It's like, it's so dumb. Why didn't they just? And it's like,
it's never easy.
We lost 3 weeks, guys.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
All right, let's head over here. We've also got these. What are these 7/8 scale BMX bikes?
1/6
scale BMX bikes.
So it all ties in again. Shiloh's. Oh, hey, he's live. Check it out. We'll have to go bug him. So again, he grew up with BMX as well. It's also product of the 80s. Very common form of transportation for a lot of teens back then. And he's always had a thing for it. It was like, you know what? No one's ever done a proper die-cast version of these bikes. And he's like, let's give it a go. So it's definitely a passion project, it is, but response has been good. And we had Peter walking around Comic-Con, kind of taking photos with him, teasing him. Response seemed to be good. I just think it fits into our 1/6 scale world, again, with going back to era. And it's like, these are the things you're going to want for your mini art.
Yeah, like I remember being a kid in the 80s, and like we never said bike, we said BMX. Everything was BMX.
Yep.
That became the name, the whole. There's such a culture around BMX themselves, so I think this would be an interesting market for that.
Riding on the handlebars.
Yeah.
That was super common on like you couldn't do that on other bikes.
No.
But on a BMX bike, you'd be like, hop on, let me give you a ride.
All right, so moving down here, this is
This is kind of the bell of the ball.
bell of the ball.
This is a weird one. So this is kind of like a new prototype work in progress that we've been experimenting with. Primarily because even though it is 1/6 scale, it is fairly large.
Yeah.
So everything's appropriate size, but we're kind of like, would this fit into that world?
Yeah.
I mean, would our collectors want to display? Because we're like, looking at Coney Island, you're going to want to get 5 of them and line them up. And it is functional.
Yeah.
The only thing it doesn't do is dispense tickets.
Yeah.
Probably won't. But it does take coins, it does the balls, it has all the sounds. If it wasn't so loud in here, we could probably play some of them off. But, just like we showed some early stuff at E3 back, I want to say in 2017.
Yeah.
I think we showed 1942 for the first time, and then 3 years later it came out. This is kind of one of those things where, like, hey, this is literally fresh off the drawing table.
Yeah.
We brought it here because we knew everyone was going to be here. In fact, that was the only way I got him to come. And it was like, no, this is the time to ask the questions.
Yeah.
You know, and we've been asking everyone, we're like, should we do this? And the response has been really positive, which is great because again, it falls into era. You know.
So, like with something like this, I've always wondered with companies like you guys, you take the risk, you put the product out there. But have you ever thought about doing something that's like not so much a Kickstarter, but your own fan-funded project?
Well, we have because we don't use Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Our model is the pre-sale model.
Gotcha.
So we're already like on a fan base model in a weird way. Like when we put out a new product, we always pre-sell it before we manufacture.
Gotcha.
That way we know how many to make.
Yeah.
And then to do a legit limited edition. So for example, if we were to pre-sell 2,000, I'd probably only make 2,000 more for a total run of 4,000.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. And if I'm feeling ambitious, 5. But you want to find that sweet spot.
Yeah.
You know. So again, our fans, our community, our repeat customer base really determines our products. Like Food Fight did not pre-sell well at all. But when it came out, everyone fell in love with it.
Yeah, because people don't remember Food Fight. Food Fight's not that sexy title where everybody's like, oh yeah, I remember Food Fight. But once you see the machine, you're like, that's goddamn beautiful. Right?
And, you know, but based on that response of the pre-sale, we didn't make as many. And now they're gone. And a lot of people are like, why is it sold out? It's your best cab. You know, it's like, well, you spoke. You said it was what it was. And we were like, we're going to make it anyways. So, you know, so we do listen. And we always, you know, it's always in the mix. But at the end of the day, you know, Shiloh's a wild one, man.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
You know, he'll say one thing one day, change his mind, and, you know, but all his ideas are bricks of gold.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're always just like, okay, you know, where are you taking us? Where are we going? Like, you know, we're on the ride. Let's do this. And I think it's beautiful. I think like what we've accomplished in the last 5 years alone as a company, just when you see it all on display, like it's magic.
Oh yeah.
Like I still like, I don't know. I go home and I tell my wife, I'm like, I feel like I work at Atari in the 70s.
You got the best job in the world.
Like it's the coolest dream. I'm like, I never would have thought I would, you know, lose the suit and the tie and, you know, be able to work and have fun.
Doing something you're passionate about.
Yes. And like, you know, tied in, like, you know, we grew up with this. Like, you know, if you told 10-year-old me at Chuck E. Cheese in 1983, like, playing Q*bert for the first time, hey man, 40 years from now, you're going to be kicking it with Warren Davis in his house, and he's going to be showing you all the ins and outs of Q*bert so that you can recreate it at your job. What? Like, that's amazing. So I'm blessed. I'm very lucky. Like, it's cool, and I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to end, and I just want it to grow.
Yeah.
You
so,
know?
Eduardo, we got to ask you a very important question.
Yes.
What do we have to do to get a Robotron 2084 replicated?
Get Williams to give us the license. Like, who owns Williams? I believe it's Warner Brothers.
They think because if you ask what's his name, the guy who made Robotron, he thinks he still owns it. So I'm not 100% sure who he does.
Well, and I think it's one of those things where it's kind of gotten buried and dead in a vault, and everyone's too lazy to dig it up because at the end of the day, they're like, oh, you're only going to make like 5,000 of those?
I know, it's just like...
And I'm like, no, you don't understand. If you give us this license, we're going to make tens of thousands of people happy. Like, Robotron, I love Robotron.
Iconic.
Like, double joystick, it's just fracked out game, the best audio. I want it. I ask for it every time, and he takes suggestions. It's on the list. Like, right now, the only thing keeping us from doing that in any other Williams title is they just gotta give it to us.
Just gotta talk to them.
So I don't know if we need to do a petition or what, but we need Williams.
I'll see what I can do.
I would love a Defender. I know everyone's like,
I love
Defender 1/6 scale would be terrible.
No, it won't.
I'm like, I think even if it's kind of playable, but has all the controls that are accurate, it's gonna look amazing. It's gonna sound amazing. Again, it has to get made.
All right, so I've been talking to Eduardo for well over a year now. Never got to meet him in person.
No, this is really cool.
Meet him to the face. This is so amazing.
No, definitely. We'll do beers in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you want to take a look at the vending machine?
Yeah, let's go
before
take a
we
look.
wrap up?
Steps, you got a minute?
So you're good with the mini arcade stuff. It's like, did you want to
I
go
have
over
most
any
of
of the time?
those.
Okay, cool.
So this is the life-size version of
Yeah.
the arcade that you guys are putting with the charging station. Based on the same machine you guys are putting out.
Correct. So we partnered with Arto-mat, and they went ahead and again they refurbed the machines to vend products different than tobacco. And we thought, hey, our existing keychain, would fit in a box,
Oh, that is so dope.
So we're like, you know what? We want a machine that we can send to shows that can travel, like when we can't be there, and put new wave stuff so people can at least have the new wave experience if we're not there. Because that was originally the plan. This was going to be here by itself, and then it turned into this whole booth, which I'm so glad it did.
I'm so glad too. This has been awesome.
But it's great. Got a card reader on there, $15, pull it, pops out. You got yourself a keychain. And it turned out beautiful.
Oh man, it's so cool.
It's all lit up. It was dark in here last night, which is great.
So can I take this home?
You can carry it?
I'm pretty sure I can take it as a carry-on. I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, actually Kevin's going to be taking it back. We got a road case for it, and they're going to ship it out to New Wave, and then we'll figure out if it travels well. It may start becoming a regular thing at shows.
Oh, it's so cool.
I hope so. It will be really cool.
All right, well, Eduardo, I'm going to try to figure out what Shiloh's talking about over there.
Yes, so much. You're very welcome. This has been great. I thank you for coming down and grabbing me. And, you guys stay tuned. Steps, thank you. Again, it was nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the show, and, subscribe to New Wave so you don't miss out on the releases, because they go fast, man.
It happens.
It happens.
It happens, and then it's gone.
And I want to make sure.
Everybody's like, how come I can't get a food fight?
Yeah,
As soon as you lose,
you got to
man.
pre-order. You got to pre-order. Pre-orders are always open. You are guaranteed to get one if you pre-order. I know it sucks to wait 12 months sometimes, but at least that way you don't miss out. And you don't get upset.
All right, see you fellas.
All right, enjoy the show, everyone.
So that's right, guys. That was my tour of the New Wave Toys booth at the Cleveland Gaming Classic. I want to say a huge thank you to Eduardo for giving me the tour. Also, the whole team from New Wave Toys. They were just so warm, so welcoming. I got to meet Shiloh for the first time, and he is just awesome. I had so much fun hanging out with Shiloh at the convention and hearing more about the philosophy, what they're doing with New Wave Toys, and it's certainly exciting. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, what was your favorite product shown off by New Wave Toys at the convention? Was it the new Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins, Replicate cabinets with that new CRT filter, or maybe the big announcement New Wave Toys had was in fact the cigarette vending machine charger that they unveiled? I can't remember the name of the company, Arto-mat. The collaboration they're working on, was that cool? Or was it something else? We got to see Zoltar in person, and that was really cool. We also got to see the prototype of the skee ball machine, and that looks like that could be a real blast. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.